Before you watch this video, I want to warn you. After learning this information, you'll start looking at the men around you differently. Because you'll see that most of them constantly make these 5 mistakes. But you won't make them anymore. Because you'll know these mistakes. NBUT, why am I so confident? Because 3 years ago, I was one of those men making these mistakes. My relationships constantly failed. Women didn't want to date me. "You're such a good friend," became the soundtrack of my life. Then one day, a female friend of mine who studied psychology told me the bitter truth. "You're a very good person, but you're not attractive as a man. And the reason is these 5 behaviors you constantly do." And at first, my pride was hurt. What, am I the problem? I thought. But then I got curious. Which 5 behaviors? I asked. What she told me turned my world upside down. Because I was doing all these behaviors to be a good man. I thought it was politeness. I thought it was respect. I thought it was love. NBUT. The truth was, these behaviors were killing masculinity, destroying attractiveness, and ending respect in women's eyes. What was even more shocking was that I wasn't the only one making these mistakes. 90% of the men around me were doing the same things. And they were all getting the same result. Rejection, NTHAT Day, I started researching. Psychology Today, Harvard Medical School, UCLA's relationship studies. Everything I read confirmed the same truth. Women didn't consciously hate these behaviors. But biologically, they weren't attracted to men who displayed these behaviors. They even found them repulsive. And here's the most important part. The moment I changed these behaviors, everything changed. The way women looked at me changed. Their behavior changed. My relationships changed. Now I'm sharing the same knowledge with you. Because I know this video can change your life too. But just watching isn't enough. You need to recognize, accept, and change these behaviors. Are you ready? Because what you're about to learn are truths every man should know, but most have never heard. I want to thank you for starting to watch this video. Because talking about this topic isn't easy. But if you're ready to face these truths together, I have a small request from you. If this content adds value to you, would you leave a like on the video? This not only supports me, but also helps YouTube's algorithm deliver this important information to more men. And please share your own experiences in the comments. Was I doing these behaviors too? Which mistake did I notice? Because your experience is very valuable for other men. Finally, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss this kind of deep psychology and relationship content. Because this video is just the beginning. More shocking truths are coming. Now, if you're ready to learn these 5 deadly mistakes, let's begin. Before explaining these 5 behaviors, let me explain why this is so important. Because maybe you're thinking, are you exaggerating? Answer: no, I'm not exaggerating. An 10-year study at UCLA showed this. Women decide whether they'll be attracted to a man within 3 minutes of first seeing him. And this decision is 80% based on these 5 behaviors. NSO, before you even open your mouth, the woman has already categorized you. Is this man attractive? Is he strong? Is he a man or just someone who looks like a man? According to Dr. Helen Fisher's research, when the female brain makes this evaluation, it asks these questions. Can this man protect me? Is this man strong or weak? Is this man needy for me? Is this man alpha or beta? And these 5 behaviors answer weak, needy, beta to these questions. What's even more terrifying? Once you do these behaviors, the weak man label sticks in the woman's mind. And removing this label is very difficult. That's why knowing these behaviors isn't just for flirting. It's critical for your career, social life, and confidence. NSO, what are these 5 deadly behaviors? First deadly behavior, constant approval seeking. This looks like constantly asking, is this decision right? Asking for approval like, how do I look? Pushing with, what do you think about this idea? Expecting confirmation after every sentence. Being unsure of your own opinions. Most men think this is being humble, but women see this as insecurity, NWHY, because evolutionarily, women are attracted to men who are confident in their own decisions, because such men can make the right decisions during crises. What message does a man who constantly seeks approval give? I don't trust my own decisions. You're smarter than me. Guide me. This triggers the weak man alarm in female psychology. NTRUE story. My friend Mike constantly asked his girlfriend, "How's this shirt?" Is this restaurant good? What do you think? His girlfriend liked it at first. How thoughtful, she said. But after 3 months, she said, I'm tired of it. Make your own decisions. What's the right approach? Make your own decisions. Say your opinions with confidence. Don't seek approval. Just inform. Wrong. What do you think about this restaurant? Right, we're going to this restaurant tonight. I was curious about that place. NDO. You see the difference? Second, deadly behavior. Excessive politeness. This looks like in saying, I'm sorry, for everything, never saying no, accepting all of the woman's requests, to ignoring your own needs, to accepting everything to avoid conflict. Men think this is being a gentleman, but women see this as spinelessness, NWHY, because the excessively polite man gives this message to the woman. You're more important than me. Your happiness is more valuable than my happiness. This creates a needy man perception in female psychology. According to Dr. Robert Cialdini's research from Stanford University, excessively polite men are categorized as unattractive by women because such men don't give a strong protector image. Another story. My friend Kevin never said no to his girlfriend. He did everything she wanted, agreed with everything she said. Finally, his girlfriend said, Don't you have any opinions of your own? And she left him. What's the right approach? Be polite, but have boundaries. Learn to say no. Value your own needs too. Wrong. Sure, honey, let's do whatever you want. Right. I think differently about this. Let's find another alternative. This gives the woman the message. This man knows himself. He has boundaries. Third, deadly behavior. Always being available. This looks like answering immediately every time she calls. Canceling your own plans for her. Being accessible 24/7, neglecting your own social life and dropping everything for her. Men think this is loyalty, but women see this as having no options, NWHY, because a man who's always available gives this message to the woman. There's nothing more important in my life than you. You can find me whenever you want. This creates a low-value perception in female psychology. According to Professor Eli Finkel's research from the University of Chicago, men who are always available are perceived as desperate by women, because women think like this. If he's this available, it means he doesn't attract other women's interest. It means he has no other options. One more story. My friend Alex replied to his girlfriend's every message within 2 minutes. He ran whenever she called. Finally, his girlfriend asked, Don't you have any other work? And then she started dating someone else. What's the right approach? Live your own life. Set your availability times. Apply the scarcity principle. Wrong. Immediately replying to every message. Right. Replying according to your own schedule. This gives the woman the message. This man has his own life. I'm not his only option. Fourth, deadly behavior. Excessive emotional intensity. This looks like saying I love you at the beginning of the relationship and constantly making romantic gesture, turning every small problem into drama, loading your emotional needs onto her, sending love poems, long message. Men think this is being romantic. But women see this as intensity, NWHY, because excessive emotional intensity gives this message to the woman. This man is very needy. He finds what he's looking for in me. He can't live without me. This creates a needy perception in female psychology. And according to Dr. Dan Ariely's research from MIT, men who show excessive emotional intensity are perceived as oppressive by women, because women are evolutionarily attracted to emotionally stable men, because such men can stay calm during crises. Real example, my friend Steven said, I'm in love with you on the second date. He constantly sent flowers. He wrote long love messages. The woman was happy at first, but then said, it's too intense. I can't breathe. What's the right approach? Control emotional intensity. Apply a gradual approach. Maintain mystery. Wrong. Intense expressions like, you're the meaning of my life. Right. Measured expressions like, I enjoy spending time with you. This gives the woman the message. This man is emotionally stable. He doesn't overwhelm me. Fifth, deadly behavior. Having no personal opinions. This looks like whatever you want. Not defending your own ideas. TA adopting her opinion on every topic and avoiding arguments. Hiding your own personality. Men think this is being harmonious, but women see this as having no personality, NWHY, because a man with no personal opinions gives this message to the woman. I'm a robot with no thoughts of my own. I'll do whatever you say. This creates a boring perception in female psychology. And according to Dr. Robert Sternberg's research from Yale University, men with no personal opinions are perceived as personalityless by women, because women are attracted to intellectually challenging men. Such men make them think, develop them. Final story. My friend Victor never expressed his own opinion on any topic. Which movie to watch? You decide. Where to eat? You choose. Finally, his girlfriend said, "Talking to you is so boring, you have no opinions." What's the right approach? Defend your own opinions. Don't be afraid to argue. Have intellectual conversations. Wrong. Let's do whatever you want. Right. I think this. What do you think? This gives the woman the message. This man is thoughtful. Talking to him is interesting. Now you might ask this question. Why are these behaviors so deadly? In the answer lies in evolutionary psychology. In millions of years, women needed strong men to survive. Weak men couldn't protect or feed women. That's why the female brain looks for signs of strength in men. And these 5 behaviors are signs of weakness. N.A. stated in Dr. David Buss's book, Evolutionary Psychology, an approval-seeking man equals insecure man equals can't protect, excessively polite man equals weak man equals can't defend, always available man equals has no options equals worthless, excessively emotional man equals not stable equals unreliable, man with no opinions equals not a leader equals can't manage. Modern women don't think about this consciously, but the subconscious makes this evaluation. Result, they're not attracted to men who display these behaviors. Knowing these behaviors isn't enough. You also need to learn the right behaviors. And instead of approval, seeking right-pointing arrow shows self-confidence instead of excessive politeness. Right-pointing arrow. Have boundaries instead of constant availability. Right-pointing arrow. Live your own life instead of emotional intensity. Right-pointing arrow. Be stable instead of having no opinions. Right-pointing arrow. Defend your views. NHOW. Will you make this change? First step, awareness. Catch yourself when you do these behaviors. Second step, stop. Say to yourself, stop. Am I seeking approval again? Third step, change. Apply the right behavior. This process takes time, but the results are magnificent. Now let me give examples from my friends who made this change. And Mike stopped seeking approval. Started making his own decisions. His girlfriend said, "You're much more attractive now." Kevin learned to set boundaries. Started saying no. His relationship became healthier. N.A. Lex stopped being constantly available. Started making his own schedule. His girlfriend started valuing him more. And Stephen controlled emotional intensity. Became more stable. His relationship lasted longer. Victor started expressing his own opinions. Started having arguments. His girlfriend said, "You've become much more interesting," their common point. After changing these behaviors, not only their relationships with women, but every area of their lives improved. And at this point you might wonder, so who taught us these behaviors? An answer, society. They told us, "Nan, always be polite to women, do everything they say, be romantic, show your emotions, get approval, don't be disrespectful, don't fight, be in harmony." These teachings aren't wrong, but they're incomplete because these teachings create good people. They don't create attractive men. Being a good person and being an attractive man are different things. And as Dr. Jordan Peterson says, being a good person isn't enough. You also need to be strong, because powerless goodness isn't goodness, it's just cowardice. That's why changing these 5 behaviors isn't about becoming a bad person. It's about becoming a strong, good person. When you change these behaviors, here's what happens in the long term and first week. People start treating you differently. You get more respect. First month, your confidence increases. You feel stronger. And third month, your relationships improve. Women show more interest in you. NSIXTH month. Your career also improves. Because these behaviors are effective at work too. In 1 year, every area of your life changes positively. NTHE most beautiful part of this change is that it doesn't just affect women. Your relationships with male friends, work colleagues, and family also improve. Because these behaviors are actually general weakness behaviors. When you change them, you become a generally stronger person. There are some points you need to be careful about when making this change. And first point, don't go to extremes. If you become too harsh, you might become toxic. Second point, be patient. This change doesn't happen overnight. Third point, stay authentic. Don't try to completely change yourself. Fourth point, practice. Apply these behaviors in daily life. And fifth point, get feedback. Ask those close to you how they see this change. Most important point, don't make this change to manipulate women. Do it to improve yourself. Now let me give you a practical starting plan. N this week. N-N-S-A-Y. No. Once. Defend your own opinion. Catch approval-seeking behavior this month. N-N-S-E-T. And protect your boundaries. Focus on your own life-control emotional intensity. This year, and completely change these behaviors. Build a strong male identity. Start living confidently. Remember, this is a process. Be patient with yourself. N-I-F. You've watched this video this far. Now you understand why some men are successful and others fail. These 5 behaviors are real. Most men do them. And the result? Rejection, N-B-U-T. You're different now. You know these behaviors. And you can change them. Remember, changing these behaviors isn't just for women. It's for yourself. And being a strong man provides advantages not just in relationships, but in every area of life. And if this video added value to you, don't forget to hit the like button. Write in the comments which behavior you did most. And don't neglect to subscribe to the channel for this kind of content. NKSEEU in the next video. Stay strong.